Chosen one, what I'm about to share with you today is beyond anything you can imagine. This is not just another message, it's a divine calling, a sign from God that you have been led here for a reason. If you're listening to these words, know that it is not by accident. Maybe you've been searching, praying, or waiting for a sign. Maybe deep inside, you've felt that something greater is calling you, a quiet pull in your heart, an unshakable feeling that your life is meant for more. If that resonates with you, this is your moment. God has decided that the time is now. Not someday, not when you feel more ready, but right now. He has seen your journey. He knows the burdens you've carried, the prayers you've whispered, the moments you felt unseen. And now He is calling you to step forward, to embrace the purpose He has set for you since the beginning. You are not here by chance. You have been chosen. If you feel this message stirring something inside you, I invite you to respond. Not for me, not for anyone else, but as a step of faith between you and God. If this speaks to your heart, hit like as a sign that you received this message. If you want to continue this journey with others who feel the same calling, hit subscribe, not out of habit, but as a way of saying, I choose to walk this path. And if you're ready to take a small but powerful step of faith, comment 99 below, not as a meaningless action, but as a declaration that you are stepping into God's timing for your life. This is not about pressure, it's about faith. If your heart is stirring, if you feel the pull of something greater, trust that feeling. God does not make mistakes. He is speaking to you now, and it is up to you to answer. So I ask you, if not now, then when? If not here, then where? If not you, then who? You are not alone. You are chosen, and your time is now. Chosen one, have you felt it? That quiet, undeniable pull deep within your soul? Maybe you can't put it into words, but it's there. An unshakable feeling that something is changing, that something greater is calling you forward. It may feel like restlessness, like a whisper in the back of your mind, like a quiet knowing that your life is shifting in ways you don't yet understand. But make no mistake, this is not your imagination. This is a divine signal. God is speaking to you. He is moving in your life in ways you cannot yet see, preparing you for something far greater than you have ever known. This is not a coincidence. It is not random. It is part of His plan. Every experience, every hardship, every question you've wrestled with, all of it has led you to this moment. You may not have realized it, but every step you have taken, even the ones that felt like failures, have been preparing you for what is coming next. Look back at your life. Think about the moments that shaped you, the struggles that seemed unfair, the closed doors that left you feeling lost, the seasons of waiting that tested your patience. None of it was wasted. None of it was meaningless. God was working behind the scenes, aligning everything so that when the time was right, you would be ready. And now, that time has come. Have you noticed how certain things in your life are starting to shift? How old habits, relationships, and desires no longer feel the same? You might have found yourself losing interest in things that once captivated you. The conversations that once excited you now feel empty. The distractions that used to consume your time no longer hold the same appeal. You are sensing, deep within, that the life you have been living can no longer contain the person you are becoming. That is because you are being prepared for something greater. God is not just changing your circumstances, He is changing you. This is not just another chapter in your life. This is a turning point. The moment where everything shifts. The moment where God begins to reveal the true depth of His purpose for you. You may not see the full picture yet, but your spirit already knows that something is coming, something powerful, something divine. This isn't just about achieving a new goal or stepping into a new opportunity. This is about becoming the person you were always meant to be. There is a reason why certain doors have closed, why some relationships have faded, why certain opportunities slipped through your fingers no matter how much you wanted them. God was clearing the way. He was removing what no longer serves you, making room for something better. It may have felt like loss at the time, but it was actually preparation. The things you once held on to so tightly were never meant to be permanent. They were there to teach you, to shape you, to bring you to this moment. But now it's time to move forward. Many people resist change because they fear the unknown. But you are not called to be like everyone else. You are set apart. You are called to rise above the doubts, the fears, and the distractions that hold most people back. You are being invited into something greater, something more meaningful, something that aligns with the highest version of yourself, the version God intended when He created you. This is not a small shift. This is a spiritual awakening. This is not about moving to a new place or adjusting your daily routine. This is deeper. This is about transformation at the core of your soul. God is awakening something inside of you that has been dormant for too long. The things you once accepted as normal will no longer feel right. The patterns you once lived by will no longer work. The life you once knew will no longer fit who you are becoming. And that is a good thing, because it means you are stepping into something far greater than anything you've experienced before. There will be moments of discomfort. Growth always comes with growing pains. You may find yourself questioning why certain things are happening now. You may feel uncertain about what lies ahead, but trust this: you are being refined. You are being prepared for a divine encounter, one that will change your life in ways you never imagined. It's normal to feel a mix of excitement and fear. Stepping into the unknown is never easy, but you were never meant to walk this path alone. God is with you in every step, guiding you, strengthening you, preparing you for what's ahead. If you feel restless, if you sense that something major is shifting, but you don't quite understand it, take heart. You are not being abandoned. You are being led. This is not the end. This is the beginning. Let go of what no longer serves you. Release the negativity, the doubt, the fear that has kept you stuck for too long. Open your heart. Open your mind. Embrace the transformation. You are not just changing, you are becoming. Becoming the person you were destined to be. Becoming the person God saw when He first breathed life into you. Becoming the person who will step into a purpose greater than anything you've ever dreamed. This is not just another moment in your life. This is the moment. The one where everything shifts. The one where God calls you higher. The one where you stop waiting and start stepping forward into the destiny He has prepared for you. You have come too far to turn back now. Everything you have endured, everything you have fought through, everything you have prayed for, it has all led to this. The choice is yours. Will you step into what God has prepared for you, or will you let fear hold you back? The time is now. The door is open. Step forward. Chosen one. Have you felt it? That quiet unease, the subtle yet persistent stirring deep within your soul. Maybe it feels like an unexplained restlessness, a sense that something big is about to happen, yet you can't quite put your finger on what it is. It's not anxiety, it's not fear, it's something deeper, something divine. It's as if your spirit knows that change is coming before your mind can fully comprehend it. This feeling is not random. It's not just your thoughts running wild. It is the movement of God in your life. You are sensing something beyond the physical, beyond the ordinary. This is your soul responding to the call of destiny. It's the pull of something greater, something life-altering, something sacred that is about to unfold before you. You are not imagining things. You are being prepared. Maybe you've noticed that certain things no longer bring you the same satisfaction. The conversations that once engaged you now feel empty. The distractions that used to entertain you now feel shallow. The habits that once felt normal now seem out of place. You find yourself questioning, searching, waiting for something, but you're not sure what. This inner stirring is a sign that the life you have known is no longer enough for the person you are becoming. A sign that God is awakening your spirit to prepare you for something greater. You are standing on the edge of something powerful, and your soul knows it. You may feel a sudden urge to spend more time in quiet reflection, to withdraw from certain environments, to seek deeper meaning in everything around you. It's as if your spirit is yearning for alignment with something higher. This is not a coincidence. This is divine preparation. And then there's your intuition. Lately, have you found yourself sensing things before they happen? Have you had moments where you just know something, even though you can't explain how? Maybe you've noticed patterns in your life, small signs that seem too perfect to be random. These are not coincidences. Your intuition is becoming sharper because God is opening your spiritual eyes. You are beginning to perceive things beyond the surface, beyond what is obvious. You are being given divine insight. Perhaps you've started hearing a quiet voice within you, one that speaks with wisdom beyond your own understanding. Maybe you wake up with a strong sense of direction, or you suddenly feel led to make a decision that you wouldn't have considered before. These are not just thoughts. These are whispers from the divine. God is speaking to you in ways you may not have expected. Sometimes He speaks through a thought that won't go away. Other times, He speaks through dreams, through people, through sudden moments of clarity. And when you start recognizing this voice, when you start listening to the divine messages being placed in your heart, you will know you are getting closer to something life-changing. This is how God prepares you, not with loud announcements, not with obvious signs that the world can see, but with a quiet transformation inside of you. The shift begins within, long before it manifests in your external world. If you have been feeling this inner restlessness, if your intuition has been sharper than ever, if you feel as though something unseen is moving in your life, trust it. These are not just random feelings. These are signs. Signs that you are being led toward a divine encounter that will change everything. You don't need to have all the answers right now. Just pay attention. Listen. God is preparing you. And soon, you will understand why. Chosen one, have you begun to notice the changes happening around you? Perhaps the relationships you once relied on are starting to fade. Conversations that used to excite you now feel distant, even forced. You might feel as though the world around you is shifting, pushing you in a new direction, but you can't quite explain why. This is not a coincidence. This is divine alignment. When God begins to move in your life, one of the first things He does is rearrange your surroundings. You may find yourself naturally drifting away from certain people, places, or habits that once felt like an essential part of your life. It's not because something is wrong with you or with them. It's because your spirit is evolving and God is removing what no longer serves your divine purpose. There are people, situations, and mindsets that were meant to be part of a certain chapter in your life, but they were never meant to follow you into the next. At first, this can feel unsettling. You might wonder why certain friendships are fading, why opportunities that once seemed so promising suddenly disappear, why you no longer feel at home in places that used to bring you comfort. But this is not rejection, this is redirection. God is not closing these doors to punish you. He is preparing you. You are being positioned for something greater, and that requires letting go of what was only meant to be temporary. If you feel like things are being stripped away, it is because God is making room for what is truly meant for you. This is not a loss, this is an upgrade. You are not being abandoned, you are being guided. You are not being left behind, you are being elevated. The separation you are experiencing is not random. It is a sacred invitation. As you continue this journey, you might start to feel a deep sense of detachment from things that once defined you. The interests, routines, and habits that once felt natural no longer seem to fit who you are becoming. The people you used to spend time with may no longer resonate with you in the same way. Even the goals you once pursued with passion may now feel distant, as if they belong to a different version of you. This is not confusion, this is transformation. God is lifting you to a higher level, and as He does, He is calling you to release the weight of the past. Not because it was bad, not because it didn't serve you at one time, but because it has fulfilled its purpose. You cannot take everything and everyone with you where you are going. This new path requires space for what God is about to bring into your life. It is normal to feel discomfort in this process. A part of you may want to hold on to the familiar. You might find yourself questioning whether you are making the right decisions, wondering if you should go back to the old ways just to feel stable again. But deep down, you already know there is no going back. You are stepping into a new reality, and though it may feel uncertain, it is exactly where you are meant to be. You are not just changing, you are awakening. The deeper you go on this journey, the more you will start to notice signs that confirm you are on the right path. Have you ever had a moment where you were thinking about someone and suddenly they call or message you? Have you ever been struggling with a decision, only to hear or read something at just the right moment that gives you the answer you needed? Have you ever walked into a situation and felt a strong inner knowing, whether it was to move forward with confidence or to walk away without looking back? These are not coincidences. These are divine confirmations. God speaks in many ways, through intuition, through people, through circumstances, through moments of undeniable synchronicity. The more you align yourself with His plan, the clearer these messages will become. You might also find that your intuition is sharpening in ways you never expected. You sense things before they happen. You feel a deep knowing inside you, even when logic says otherwise. The voice of God within you is becoming clearer, louder, more undeniable. This is not just a feeling. This is spiritual elevation. Your connection to God is deepening. Your awareness of His presence is growing stronger. You are starting to understand that nothing in your life has ever been random. Every experience, every person, every trial was part of a carefully designed plan to prepare you for what is coming next. And though this journey is deeply personal, you are not alone in it. There are others walking this same path, others who are also being called, who are also feeling the shift, who are also stepping into their divine purpose. You are part of something greater than yourself. You are part of God's chosen one. This is why you should not fear the changes happening around you. This is why you should not mourn what is leaving your life. You are not losing anything. You are stepping into everything you were meant to be. The discomfort is temporary. The uncertainty will pass. But what God has in store for you is eternal. And if you feel this stirring inside of you, if you recognize the signs in your own life, if you sense that something greater is unfolding, even though you can't see it yet, then you already know. You are exactly where you need to be. The shift is happening, and soon everything will become clear. Chosen one, have you noticed how your body is reacting to the shift happening in your spirit? This is not just a mental or emotional experience. This transformation is reaching every part of your being, including your physical body. When God begins to elevate you, when your soul aligns with His divine plan, your body responds. It is adjusting to a new frequency, a new energy, a new reality. You may have felt it already. A tingling sensation, a wave of energy moving through you, an unexplainable warmth or vibration in your hands, chest, or spine. These are not random occurrences. They are signs that something powerful is awakening within you. It is as if your physical self is catching up to the spiritual upgrade that is already happening inside you. At times, you may experience fatigue, sudden exhaustion, or a deep need for rest. This isn't just regular tiredness, it's a divine recalibration. Your body is processing immense spiritual energy, and it needs time to integrate these changes. It is being purified, strengthened, and aligned. And then, there is the desire for physical cleansing, the sudden urge to change your diet, to drink more water, to remove toxins from your body, to seek healthier habits. This isn't just about making good choices. It's a reflection of what is happening in your spirit. Your soul is shedding the old, and your body is following. You may find yourself drawn to different foods, needing more quiet time, or simply feeling that you cannot tolerate certain environments anymore. This is because you are transforming from the inside out. This process can feel overwhelming at times. You may wonder why you are feeling so different, why your body is reacting in ways you can't explain, why the things that once felt normal now seem foreign. But this is all part of the journey. God is preparing you, refining you, making sure that every part of you is ready for what's coming next. And while this physical transformation is happening, something even stronger is stirring inside. A divine urgency, a spiritual call to action. Have you felt it? That deep sense that you cannot wait any longer. That there is something you must do, and you must do it now. It's as if time itself is pressing in on you, as if you are being pulled forward by an unseen force, as if every hesitation, every delay is no longer an option. This is what happens when God is moving quickly in your life. You might feel restless, as if you are running out of time to fulfill something important. The dreams you once put on hold are suddenly resurfacing. The plans you once thought you had time for now feel urgent. It's like a fire has been ignited inside of you, and you can't ignore it anymore. This is because God is accelerating your journey. He is calling you to act, to step forward, to stop waiting for the perfect moment, because the moment is now. And this urgency is not fear, it is purpose. It is a force that pushes you past hesitation, past self-doubt, past the idea that you can wait until you feel ready. Because ready or not, the time has come. You are being called into action, into alignment, into the mission you were born for. You might find yourself waking up in the middle of the night with ideas, with visions, with the feeling that you must do something now. You might find that conversations, signs, and confirmations are coming at you from all directions. And in your heart, you know, God is speaking. He is telling you that the waiting is over. This urgency is a gift. It is the final push that takes you from contemplation to action, from delay to destiny. It is the moment where you stop watching and start moving, where you take the step that changes everything. If you are feeling this shift, if you sense this divine pressure building inside of you, do not ignore it. It is not anxiety. It is not coincidence. It is God calling you forward. And now, as everything inside of you begins to align, as your body, mind, and spirit prepare for what's ahead, you will start to see that the time you thought you had is not as unlimited as it once seemed. Chosen one, as you step forward into this divine transformation, you may find yourself facing an unexpected battle, the battle within your own mind. You may start to question yourself, wondering, am I really ready for this? The weight of your calling may feel overwhelming, and doubt will whisper in your ear, telling you that you are not strong enough, not prepared enough, not worthy enough to walk this path. That voice will remind you of every failure, every shortcoming, every reason why you should stay where you are instead of stepping into the unknown. But do not mistake these doubts for truth. They are simply the final test before your breakthrough. Fear will try to convince you that you are inadequate. It will tell you, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, what if I fail? These thoughts are not new. They have stopped countless people from stepping into their purpose. But you are not meant to be stopped. If fear is rising, if doubt is creeping in, it is because the enemy knows how powerful you are becoming. It is because your transformation is real, and this resistance is the final barrier between you and the life God has been preparing for you. This is where you must remember the truth. God will never call you to something without equipping you for it. He sees you not as you see yourself, but as He created you to be, strong, capable, prepared. He would not have brought you this far just to leave you now. You do not need to have all the answers. You do not need to feel fully prepared. You just need to take the next step. Faith is the key. Faith is what carries you from uncertainty to confidence, from fear to freedom. You are not meant to figure everything out on your own. You are meant to trust. God is asking you not to understand every detail, but to believe that He has already prepared the way. Faith is the bridge between where you are and where you are meant to go. The only thing required of you is to take the first step, even when the destination is not yet clear. Faith is choosing to walk forward when everything inside you wants to turn back. It is deciding that you will not be ruled by fear, but by the promise that God's plans for you are greater than anything you could imagine. This means letting go of the need to control everything. It means releasing the fear of failure, the fear of not knowing, the fear of what others might say. It means surrendering to God's plan, trusting that He will guide you, even when you cannot see the full path ahead. And when you do this, something powerful happens. The fear loses its grip. The doubts that once held you back begin to fade. You realize that you were never walking alone. God has been guiding you all along, waiting for you to step forward in trust so that He can reveal the next part of His plan. So now, as you stand at the edge of this new beginning, ask yourself, will I let fear hold me back, or will I choose faith? The moment you decide, the path will begin to unfold. Chosen one, nothing in your life has been random. Every moment, every challenge, every victory, and every setback, they have all been woven into a greater plan, a divine blueprint designed before you were even born. You may not have seen it before, but everything you have gone through has been leading you towards something far greater than yourself. There have been times in your life when you have wondered, why did this happen to me? You may have questioned the pain, the struggles, the closed doors, and the long seasons of waiting. But what if you could see things from God's perspective? What if you knew that every difficulty was shaping you, every hardship was strengthening you, and every delay was aligning you with something extraordinary. You are not wandering aimlessly. You are moving toward your highest potential. The things that once seemed like obstacles were actually stepping stones. The moments when you felt lost were simply detours designed to bring you to the exact place you needed to be. Nothing has been wasted. You are walking a path that has been carefully planned by God Himself. And though you may not understand every step, each one is leading you towards something divine. There is a reason why you have felt the shift, why you have sensed the urgency, why the old ways no longer satisfy you. It is because your destiny is unfolding. The forces of heaven are aligning everything in your life at this very moment. You may not see them, but they are working behind the scenes, orchestrating events, moving people, and preparing opportunities that you could never have created on your own. You are not alone in this journey. God is walking with you. He has been guiding you, even in the moments when you felt abandoned. He has been speaking to you, even in the silence. He has been preparing you, even when you felt unready. And now He is calling you forward. The signs will start to appear. Doors will open that you never expected. People will come into your life at the exact moment you need them. Answers will arrive before you even have the chance to ask the questions. These are not coincidences. These are divine appointments. Your mission is not just about you. You were not chosen just to transform your own life. You were chosen to help others awaken as well. Your journey will inspire, guide, and light the way for those who are searching, just as you once were. You are meant to be a messenger, a vessel of light, a beacon of hope in a world that desperately needs it. Your transformation is not just personal, it is part of something much greater. When you rise, others will rise with you. When you walk in faith, others will be encouraged to do the same. When you embrace your divine calling, you become a force of change, impacting lives in ways you cannot yet imagine. And so as everything in your life begins to shift into place, as you start to recognize the patterns, the connections, the meaning behind it all, you will realize that you were never just living an ordinary life. You have been walking a sacred path all along, and now that path is leading you to something even greater. Chosen one, this is your moment. You have not come this far just to stop now. Everything you have experienced, every sign, every shift, every divine whisper, it has all been leading you here. You are not alone on this journey. God has been walking with you since the beginning, preparing every detail, aligning every step, and equipping you for this very moment. There is nothing left to wait for. The time is now, not tomorrow, not next year, not when you feel more ready. Right now, in this very moment, you are being called to step into your true self. The version of you that is strong, courageous, aligned with your divine purpose. The version of you that no longer doubts, no longer hesitates, no longer clings to the past. You are being reborn into the person you were always meant to be. This is not just a phase. This is not just another season. This is a sacred transformation. It is the moment where you say yes to your divine calling, yes to the life God has prepared for you, yes to the purpose that has been waiting for you to claim it. You may not have all the answers. You may not know exactly where this path will take you. But what you do know is this: you can no longer ignore what is stirring inside of you. The restlessness, the pull towards something greater, the undeniable feeling that you were made for more. It is all confirmation that this is your time. So now you must make a choice. Will you step forward, or will you stay where you are? Will you embrace the unknown, trusting that God has already gone before you, or will you let fear hold you back? God is extending an invitation to you. He is calling you forward, into alignment, into transformation, into the highest version of yourself. This is not just a passing moment. This is divine destiny unfolding before you. If you feel this in your spirit, if these words resonate deep in your soul, then you already know the answer. You are ready. You have been ready. And now the only thing left to do is take the first step. Step forward. Step into your divine purpose. Step into the life that has been waiting for you all along. The time is now. This moment is yours. Answer the call. This is your moment. Declare it. If you feel the shift, if you know deep inside that God is speaking to you, type 99 in the comments as a sign of faith. Let this be your declaration that you are stepping into your divine purpose, embracing the transformation, and preparing for what God has in store for you. You are not alone. This journey is sacred, and many are walking it with you. Stand in faith, trust in God's timing. The divine encounter is closer than you think. Comment 99 below if you are ready to receive it.